This is Radio Taiwan International.
Welcome to the news on Radio Taiwan International. I'm Amanda Stevens, coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan. We begin with a look at today's top stories for Wednesday, June 4th. June 4th anniversary, a reminder of the value of democracy and freedom. President Lai congratulates South Korea's new president. And Taiwan's Mainland Affairs Council says cross-strait activities should remain dignified and depoliticized. But first, today's top story. President Lai Ching-te and Premier Zhou Rong-tai made commemorative posts on their respective Facebook pages Wednesday, the 36th anniversary of the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests and massacre. On June 4th, 1989, then Chairman of China, Deng Xiaoping, ordered Chinese troops to crack down on peaceful Chinese protesters who had gathered at Tiananmen Square in Beijing. The massacre ended efforts towards political reform that had begun in 1986. President Lai took the opportunity to reflect on Taiwan's White Terror period and subsequent efforts to implement transitional justice rather than attempt to erase history. He stressed the importance of safeguarding democratic values by standing with other members of the international community against the threat posed by authoritarianism. Per his Facebook post, Zhou recalled the zeitgeist of 1989, which saw him serve his first term in public office in the Taipei City Council, and when Taiwan began to move away from martial law toward democracy. At the same time, China began to move in an opposite direction. Zhou said the date of the incident has since become a taboo number in China, and the topic remains widely censored to this day. Taiwan, on the other hand, took a different path, preserving history and pursuing a democratic system of government. Both leaders emphasized that it is Taiwan's duty to protect human rights and a democratic way of life for every Taiwanese citizen and future generations to come. President Lai Ching-te extended his congratulations to South Korea's newly elected president, Lee Jae-myung, following his victory in the country's 21st presidential election. Lee, representing the opposition Democratic Party of Korea, assumed office immediately after his win. Presidential Office spokesperson Karen Kuo said President Lai, on behalf of the Republic of China, Taiwan's official name, offered sincere congratulations to both the people of South Korea and President Lee. Describing South Korea as a key partner and emphasizing the shared values of democracy and freedom between Taiwan and South Korea, Kuo highlighted the country's long-standing cooperation across trade, technology, culture, and education. Kuo said that President Lai looks forward to deepening bilateral ties and expanding cooperation under Lee's leadership, and to jointly promoting peace, stability, and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. The Mainland Affairs Council, or MAC, released details about an incident concerning a table tennis player manipulated into participating in what it described as a United Front scheme. The MAC reminds the public to be aware of the risks when traveling to China for whatever reasons, and to avoid participating in such displays. The incident described by the Council involved a table tennis player visiting Shandong, China, to participate in a professional tournament. Before the game, he attended an event where he unknowingly adorned a primary school student's red scarf and was pressured into singing a United Front song, according to the MAC. The scene was highly publicized by Chinese news sources in a way described as deliberate by the MAC. The Council said that in the future, cross-strait sports exchanges will work together with relevant agencies to ensure the dignity, rights, and interests of the players involved. While they said they support orderly and healthy exchanges between both sides, the MAC reiterated that such exchanges should be depoliticized. They said that the CCP's tendency to attempt to manipulate exchanges for propaganda fuel often obfuscates the original point of the exchange, further deteriorating cross-strait interactions. At the same time, the MAC reminds the public to pay attention to relevant risk factors when traveling overseas to China, especially when political activities or possible United Front activities are arranged, and to avoid participating if possible. The world-renowned Polyglot Conference will be held in Taiwan for the first time this November, making Taiwan the second Asian host after Japan. Founded in 2007, the conference brings together global experts and enthusiasts in language education, preservation, and revitalization. Taiwan's successful bid was initiated in 2023, when the Indigenous Languages Research and Development Foundation attended the conference and proposed Taiwan as a future host. According to founder Terry Xi Jixiang of Polyglot.tw, which is the local organization lead for the conference, a country's unique language resources and the suitability of the host city's venues are key factors in the decision to award hosting rights by the main organizer. Given that Taiwan is home to multiple languages, including Mandarin, Taiwanese Hokkien, Hakka, and over 16 indigenous tongues, many of which belong to the Austronesian family, the selection was based on Taiwan's rich linguistic diversity and available resources. Xie says that unlike typical academic gatherings, the Polyglot Conference embraces a wide range of language-related presentations from people of all backgrounds. He says presentation content is not limited to academic papers, and speakers do not have to be scholars. As such, he encourages both native Taiwanese speakers and foreign residents to participate as presenters. Xie emphasizes that the event values all languages equally and hopes local experts will join to share their knowledge, not only to satisfy the curiosity of language enthusiasts, but also to showcase the beauty of Taiwan's linguistic heritage to the world. Despite backlash following Monday's announcement that the Interior Ministry would promote the renaming of all Zhongzhen and Jingguo roads in Taiwan, the ministry says it will continue to promote the ideas in line with transitional justice. The ministry will also assist in communication and insists that it does not want to cause a confrontation. Interior Minister Liu Shifang clarified again on Wednesday's legislative interview that the Interior Ministry is removing authoritarian symbols in accordance with the National Action Program for Transitional Justice Education. That said, it will maintain clear communication while factoring in transitional and provisional justice. Liu says that she understands that many are still sorting through their feelings on the past and historical representations of it, which is exactly why they wish to keep clear and open communication on the issue. However, she states that their position hasn't changed and they will continue to promote the removal of the vestiges of authoritarianism. Answering how much money the renaming project would cost, Liu says it's impossible to estimate, and that she looks to the previous renaming project for Taichung's Taiwan Boulevard as an example. For that project, the estimated cost was several million NT dollars because the budget for road renaming projects is regulated by the autonomous regulations of each county and city. Liu pointed out that if a county and city renaming project needs funds, the Interior Ministry will provide financial assistance through the Transition Justice Fund. Passengers traveling by ferry off of Taiwan's east coast on Monday described the journey as a pirate ship ride due to rough seas that led to a terrifying voyage.
Ferry services to Green Island were completely suspended on Monday due to severe sea conditions of eastern Taiwan, forcing routes to rush back to the mainland on Sunday to avoid being stranded. Passengers traveling to Orchid Island described terrifying voyages with waves higher than the ships themselves, massive swells causing widespread seasickness, and conditions resembling a pirate ship ride. The Central Weather Administration attributed the rough seas to strong southwestern winds, creating downdrafts on Taiwan's eastern coast. Forecasts indicate winds reached Force 7 levels on the Beaufort scale Monday, with potential Force 8 gusts and waves up to 3 meters high. One passenger described seeing the sea level nearly reach the glass while sitting by the ship's second-floor window. Many reported severe vomiting throughout the vessels, with waves constantly crashing against cabin windows. Local residents confirmed similar conditions persisted across multiple sailing days, creating unusually dangerous travel conditions for a non-typhoon period. The situation even affected underwater activities, resulting in divers being swept away by strong currents, though they were safely rescued. The disruption highlighted how eastern Taiwan's offshore areas can experience extreme weather without tropical storm systems, serving as a good reminder to always mind conditions no matter the season. Phyllis Koski for RTN News.
The Tourism Administration announced Wednesday that the L'Etape cycling series by Tour de France will return to Sun Moon Lake this October 18th. The Sun Moon Lake mountain path is known as one of the world's most beautiful cycling routes, with the same event last year attracting more than 3,000 cyclists from 30 countries worldwide. Following the success of last year's L'Etape at Sun Moon Lake, Tourism Administration Director General Zhou Yonghui said they wanted to expand the scale of the event. Therefore, in addition to adding an e-bike race open to all ages, there will also be a 100,000 NT dollar or $3,336 prize for first place in the professional race. Zhou enthusiastically thanked the Tour de France for choosing Sun Moon Lake for the L'Etape once again. He pointed out that the total length of cycling trails in the country has reached 5,000 kilometers, making Taiwan a great location for low-carbon tourism. Registration for the 2025 L'Etape at Sun Moon Lake is open through the end of July. An estimated 3,500 athletes from 40 countries are expected to participate. Thanks for joining me for the news. I'm Amanda Stevens. Stay tuned for another 50 minutes of English language features, brought to you by Radio Taiwan International.